So those are some of the things you really want to consider when you're looking for an office, because an office can make or break your business. True. An office can make or break your business.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing also you want to consider when you're looking for an office is whether you want it to be as an advertising forum for you. So with signs on the door, on the windows, on the threshold, that kind of on the awnings or whatever up there. You want to figure out, is it a business that you want people to see from outside and walk in, or sell itself that way, or how you want it to be.
Okay.
So there are kind of things that you want to consider with that.
You can go into a place and maybe they don't even allow you to put any.
Exactly. Like the space I was in first, when I moved from the one near Biglos to the other one that I said was an office condo that was really nice, I could not put any decor on the windows.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, but I was only allowed a small plaque on the side of the door, which said then on this on the brick side, where I just the name and the suite number.
Oh my goodness.
But I could not put anything even on the windows or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So there are so many things to consider, and always ask some of those things. There is also the aspect of the city, the town. You have to get permits.
Yeah,
for the zoning. They need to know what kind of business you're in. They might say, that space cannot be zoned for that business, and therefore don't start the business before you know that the town or the city allows that business in that area. Yeah, there's a lot to consider.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you ever had issues? Let's say you rented a place and they already had their cameras for security purposes, and say your clients come in, and there are those kinds of clients who don't want to be, recorded or in camera. Have you ever had?
I've really not had that kind of a situation, because my business is not a business where that people need to hide coming to.
Okay.
There are those businesses where people are like, I don't want anybody to see me going there. This is a medical practice.
Oh, yeah.
This is a medical practice. And people come here because they have medical issues going on. And so whether they have their cameras around or not, they're coming for treatment. They really don't care. So I've never had a problem with that.
Okay.
I've never actually had any client ask me whether you had their security cameras.
Okay,
No.
okay. So it's not a big deal, you would say?
It's not. It's not a big deal at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, most people want those cameras so that if anything happens to them, you're
able to be liable and take care.
Especially outside. I don't have cameras inside. I don't need to have cameras inside. But outside, they want to know what's happening to their cars.
True.
I was at another space and one of my clients' car was hit on the parking space.
Yeah.
Luckily, the cameras in the parking area on the building were able to catch
That makes
the
sense.
vehicle that hit her car.
That makes sense, because when I park, I want to park somewhere where I can see the camera.
Exactly.
Too.
And for security, even your own personal security.
True.
That's also another thing to think of when you're looking for an office. What's the security outside? Is this something that you're going to be afraid that if my client parks a car there and it's a little dark, so let's say when the time changes and it gets dark by 6 o'clock, is my client safe going to the car? So you need to have, is the lighting good?
Yeah.
How late can I stay here? If I stay here after dark, is it going to be a problem for me or for my clients? Do I have weird people moving back and forth here? So security is another big situation that you have to consider.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, another question.
Yes.
Did you ever get a space and then you thought you needed some extra infrastructure? Like, say you need to add something in the space, and how did you go about it with the...
Oh, that can be very challenging. I'm having that challenge right now in this space. But I'll talk about the one I had over by Biglos, where I only worked for 2 months. 2 years. I needed to have a wash and dryer in that space, and I needed some plumbing done.
Okay.
The landlord would not allow that to happen. When they eventually allowed it to happen, they would not pay for it. And then what happened, again, this also can be very challenging, choosing the right contractor to do the job.
Okay.
When I got the contractor to come and do the job, he did the exhaust from the wash and dryer the wrong way. So instead of taking out, it brought back in.
Oh my gosh.
So there's so many things to look at. But you always find that you learn from some of these things.
Yeah.
So there'll be a situation where the landlord doesn't allow that to happen, or the city does not allow that to happen, or you get the wrong contractor. It can be myriads of things.
So you need to ask these kinds of questions
Before.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So like when I rented this space, I asked the manager, the leasing company. I asked them, because actually it was just open in the back.
Ah.
It was very different from what it is right now.
Okay.
I asked them what I can and cannot do. So they basically told me, do what you need to do to make your business work.
Okay.
But we are not going to chip in anything. We're going to give you 3 months. No, what are they, 2 months? We're going to give you 2 months rent free.
Okay.
That period allows you to do what you need. And that's something you can ask for. If you rent a space that needs work, you ask them, can they do the job for you? If they're not able to do the job, let them give you 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Some will even give you 6 months to outfit the space in lieu of rent.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
in lieu of rent.
Okay.
So some of them do that. So they give me 1 month in lieu of rent to fix the space the way I want it. So that of course, it did not take that 1 month. It ended up taking 3 months because the permits from the city take a long time.
Oh, you have to do permits before you mess around.
Oh,
with the building.
you have to do your planning. You have to do the drawings. They have to be architecturally right. You have to get a contractor that is approved by the city planning.
Because the building is not just for you, there are other people.
There are other people, and you're not supposed to touch. There are certain things you can't touch. And half the time, I think they overstretch.
How expensive is that?
It can be very expensive. You have to work with a contractor that understands your budget.
Okay.
It can be pretty expensive. Yeah,
So
depends.
the-
The first person I had asked to outfit this place asked me for $110,000.
Oh my goodness.
$110,000.
Or-
I mean, when you're told $110,000, I would rather go and buy a house, take a mortgage and buy a house and convert it to a business spot.
Yes.
Because how do I give you $110,000 to outfit a rental space?
Yeah.
So I did not take that person.
Okay.
So I found somebody who did the plans for me. Well, actually, my husband did the drawings.
Okay.
And we gave one of my clients, this is where, again, clients come in handy. One of my clients is a contractor. So I asked him if he could help. And he told me what I needed. He helped me get through the permitting. We got the permits and everything. And he supervised all the work for me.
Okay.
Wow.
So some of those benefits, you can get a lot of benefits from your own clients. So my client cut down that, based on what he did, it was not even a quarter of that $110,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
It ended up being less than $20,000 of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, of course, from the reception, I thought it would be best to come to have an office here so I can see when I have somebody to work at the front and I can see my clients coming in.
Yeah.
And then this is a quiet space.
Okay.
It closes, and if my clients want tea or coffee, I have a coffee and tea area that they can have and a water cooler so they can always have water. I always encourage people to drink water. It's very important. So I have a place for them to get water that is spring water.
Very
and
important.
Yes,
Yeah.
very. And so when we are in session, I always close this door.
Okay.
Because that separates the public area from the private treatment area.
Okay.
And then, of course, in here, I have treatment rooms. We have 3 treatment rooms, and you know, a space here that we can do workshops and trainings, and you know, I put up chairs there. But I have this treatment here, and of course, because of COVID, we encourage everybody to wash their hands or to sanitize. So I have hand sanitizers. I have 2 sanitizers there.
Okay.
We have another one at the front, and we have water at the back where people can wash their hands.
Okay.
So this is one of the treatment rooms here.
Really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you want me to?
Yes, yes.
So I do various things in the office. In this, I do what we call theracupping. I use a theracupping machine.
Okay.
I have a towel warmer. I have like Himalayan stones, and I have a liposage machine. It's like it's a percussion machine to help muscles break down. So this is my treatment room. So most of the time I'm here, and of course I do have clients who are not able to come up to the table. So this table is an up and down. It's electric, so I can take it all the way down, so that it's handicap accessible.
Okay, okay.
And I can take it as far as I want up, so that I can reach the person. I don't have to hurt my
Save
back.
your back, yes.
Save my back. So yeah.
Wow.
That's so nice.
Because all these things are very expensive.
Yes.
And the modification
Yes.
of everything.
Yeah.
Did you have to look for a loan or business credit or cash? How did you really manage to maneuver all this?
I prefer not to work with loans and all that. And that's a personal preference.
Yeah.
So what I've done is actually I've done most of this gradually.
Oh, slowly by
Slowly by slowly. Paying cash.
Okay.
And of course, I have a wonderful husband who helps as well.
Okay.
So most of these I've done, you know, like the last, where I started off, when let me track back a little bit and say that during COVID time, when COVID hit, we were closed down for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
During that 6 months, I was in the nice office over by the condos over in Nidale Office Park. I had to close that office.
Okay.
And my husband at the time was working in Florida. So we closed down everything, sold everything, and I moved to Florida. So for 2 years we lived in Florida, and then we decided to come back to North Carolina.
Okay.
When we came back, I got an office, a small office that I shared I rented from a chiropractor's office. So that office was not expensive because it was just a room like this one. So I was able to put away money based on that, because when I came back, almost all 75% of my clients came back to me after being away for more than 2 years.
Amazing.
And it's amazing how
Yes.
you've moved in locations and having to break everything down, then build again.
Yeah.
And you move out of state and then come back.
Yeah.
And still the business makes sense.
It
Yeah.
makes sense because, you know, one, it's really a service that people need.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're coming to be pampered. It's treatment. I always tell people I'm more like a cross between a chiropractor and a physical therapist.
Yeah.
So that if there were 3 of us working together, physical therapists and chiropractors, and the kind of work I do, people would be in such good shape.
Wow. Okay.
Because a lot of people are in pain,
Yeah.
and it's finding a way to alleviate this pain for them.
That's true.
So it's an essential service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming back, and when my clients found out I was back, they came back. So I was able for 2002, 2022 and 2023, I worked from the chiropractor's office.
Okay.
So for about a year and a half. So I was able to put away money to help me pivot to a bigger space. So I had some money saved up to start off this space here.
And
So I did half of it, and it was functional. And then as I worked along, I kept money. So I didn't pay myself for a few months because I needed money to keep pumping. So in fact, most of these we only finished like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned hiring someone. It means that you are already scaling your business. How did you know that you're supposed to scale, and how did you calculate that it will make financial sense?
Yeah. So my calendar, when I open my calendar from Monday through first of all, I always worked, before COVID, I worked 6 days a week. I worked Monday through Saturday. Saturday half day, and then Monday through Friday I worked from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, sometimes even 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And then of course at the time my son was also going to college, so I had to think of his needs and all of that.
Okay.
So I worked extra, but I was getting so many. Even with working 6 days, I still had people that I could not get into my schedule because my clients always rebooked. So I almost did not have enough space to put in new people. And I had chiropractors referring to me. I had physical therapists referring to me. So I got all these new people and no opportunity for them in my schedule. So I thought, okay, now it's time to get somebody else to come and help. Because even those who are coming in, not because they have conditions that needed to be treated, but they needed work still. So I hired, on contract, I hired another therapist to at least take care of those who don't have real medical issues.
I see.
So that is part of how I realized who I needed and what I needed. Then I started getting people. Sometimes you listen to your clients and what they need. They say like, "Oh, I wish you could help me with my skin. You know, I have this skin issue. I have this issue. I have this issue." And then I would share what my skin problem. I always had skin problems until not less than 10 years ago. Maybe I would say not. Maybe about 15 years ago, I had really bad skin issues. And so that intimacy, that intimating that the clients started relating to me, I was like, is there a need here that I need to
skin therapy of some kind?
So I went to aesthetic school, which is which is skin therapy, really. So I went to aesthetic school, and I graduated, and I was able now to start to pick the good products that will help my client's skin. And since again my schedule was full of my massage therapy clients, those who came in and they had skin issues, and if you're not booking a massage, I hired an esthetician who did that part. So if you just needed skin care, she would take care of that. If you needed massage and skin care, I would take care of that. So that's how I built that. So I had a massage therapist, and I had an esthetician, and then myself, who was a dual licensed, with massage and aesthetic. So you identify your need based on what your time is, or even the need of your client. Because even now I have a therapist who comes to me on contract. She comes a couple of days a week. A month. She comes once a week actually, and she takes care of my overflow. Yes.
You mentioned the chiropractors referring patients to you.
Yes.
Did you ever reach out to them, or how did that come about?
Actually, I didn't. I actually did not reach out to them. It's the clients who told the chiropractors that there is a therapist who I see who does such and such. So they would come and ask me, "Oh, my chiropractor asked me to bring cards." So I'd give them a bunch of my cards. I ended up meeting some of these chiropractors, and then we also have a business network. It's good also to belong to business network groups within your area. And I met some people through that. But the one of the chiropractors who refers to me a lot was actually my student, because when I finished massage therapy school, I went back and taught at the massage therapy school for a few years. So during my time there, I met this young lady who was a nurse. She was an RN, and she came to massage school. And so I was her instructor at massage school. When she finished massage school, she actually came and worked with me. And then she decided she wanted to do more. She went to chiropractic school in Texas, came back to the area, and she owns a franchise, a joint chiropractic franchise, and so in this area here,
Okay.
and so she sends her patients to me,
Wow.
Amazing.
and I send my patients to her.
So
Yes.
operating by the golden rule keeps people who have met you coming back in a
Exactly.
type of way. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Another question.
Yes.
So you said when you had moved out of state and you came back, like 75% of your clients came back.
Right.
Did you let them know, or did you have like a way?
They're all in my database, so I just send a mailer and just said, hey, I'm back in the area. This is my new place,
Okay.
and I'm taking clients. And immediately my schedule filled up.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like you've been doing great, and God keeps rewarding you.
He's a great God.
Yeah.
He's a great God. If you do good things, God will always
Sure.
always provide for you.
Yeah.
Show us some more of the room.
So this is the room where I work from, and then I have another. Oh, I must tell you that my other hobby. I have a hobby. I photograph.
Yeah, you're a photographer.
Yes, I am. So what?
tell me that's
Most
your
of the
shot.
pictures here is my work. This is
Oh, really?
Bryce. This is Bryce National Park in
beautiful.
Utah. And
True, I've seen her with big cameras.
yeah. So I have lots and lots of pictures. So as I finish this, like I said, this was only completed. All the work was completed 3 weeks ago. So I'm still working to decorate and finalize things. So I'm hoping to fill up this area with photos from my collection.
Wow.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
You're
She's a
something
full
else.
package.
Yeah.
You're making all your gifts come together.
I am
Yeah.
trying. I'm trying. So
This is yet
this is the
another-
other treatment room.
Same treatments.
This so the one who works here does not do a lot of medical massage.
Okay.
So, but she does therapeutic. We all do therapeutic work.
Okay.
But I'm more medical, so I work more with people with issues.
Okay.
Yeah, but therapeutic work. She also does a lot of therapeutic work,
Okay.
but not as intensely medical as myself.
Very good.
So the machine lipomassage is not liposuction, it's lipomassage.
That actually is a percussion machine. So a lot of physical therapists use it. You know those machine guns,
Yes.
massage guns? That's a professional version of it. Yeah, I can show you how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.